So, aloha everyone. Thank you for joining our self-care and service practice in the love, peace, and harmony field. And my name is Laurie. I'm honored to be with you today. I am serving as a virtual community coordinator with the Love, Peace, and Harmony Foundation. And as some of you may know, here on Zoom with me, that I do have a background in education and psychology. And although I am a licensed psychologist in Hawaii, I'm not here in this capacity. And any information that I present will, are just as a supplemental and not to be taken as mental health or medical advice. So, with that said, let us go into what I have planned for today. And some of you are familiar, so you know all of the uh, virtual courtesies of not taking the screenshots. But you're welcome to share and rewatch this recording. So let's get started. So today what I thought we would do is we would do a check-in to see how you're doing. And for those of you who are really working on developing positive self-care or service habits, that may be a bit difficult for you. I wanted to share some information and then bring that information into our meditation with the love, peace, harmony field. And then we'll talk about some next steps. However, if you are just coming here for self-care and just want to be in the love, peace, and harmony field, that is wonderful. You can go ahead and just focus on how you're feeling and how we can use that field to bring in the positive messages, frequencies, and vibrations to help you. And that is your self-care. Okay. So let's do a check-in. And I like to look at these as our monitoring gauges as to where are we at this time. So think about and maybe reflect in the past week. Okay, we have this every week. In the past week, you can notice how were your thoughts? Have they tend to be more positive or optimistic, or even like having not many thoughts, which is a very high level spiritual state? Or have they been a bit more stressful or negative, cynical, right? Or doubting, judging? Okay. How about our emotions? Again, were we in love, peace, and harmony, feeling happy and joyous? Or did it tend to go on the opposite side, stress, overwhelmed, and unhappy? And again, we're not judging any of these. We're just being aware of where we are and want to be honest with ourselves. The more honest we are and the less judgmental we are, the more helpful it can be for us with our self-care and developing better, more helpful self-care routines and then be able to serve. Okay. Also, you might want to check out in terms of your body symptoms or sensations. If you're feeling comfortable and pain-free, or has it been, feeling some fatigue or pain, an exacerbation of maybe some pre-existing conditions that you have with some rashes or headaches or other types of symptoms. And then also reflecting on our actions and behaviors, loving kind or moving to more resistance and avoidance. So again, just take an assessment of where you are, and you can put a number as to where you are and you're starting the session, and then as we end the session. And because today we have a lot on our agenda, we might go a little over, but of course, if you need to leave, please feel, comfortable in doing so. But I just did want to get a bit more time in for some of us. Okay. So in terms of what we were going to talk about is using this concept of task bracketing, which is from the neuroscience field. And you can find a lot more information from Dr. Andrew Huberman, neuroscientist at Stanford, but he has his own podcast. And there's a wonderful video, as I mentioned before, a lot of these things that we've talked about, including the one for the past few weeks, is from this Science of Making or Breaking Habits by James Huberman. So you can find it on YouTube. Just type that up. Okay. But what we're talking about today and trying to integrate is this concept of that's rooted in neurocircuits, and specifically there's a basal ganglia that's associated with certain neurochemicals such as dopamine, serotonin, acetylcholine, etc. And some of you may have been hearing these, and you don't necessarily have to memorize these or know it, but just know that we have these in certain times and phases of the day. Okay, and specifically, they talk about this particular part in the basal ganglia, dorsolateral striatum, and which becomes active at the beginning and ending of a particular habit, which is essentially bracketing this habit. So if you don't understand, don't worry about it. I'm going to break it down to make it easier for you. But if you like this kind of neuroscience things, please, listen to more of from Dr. Huberman's video. Okay, so basically what we're taking is the neuroscience research or what they findings, and they find by placing like certain habits at particular phases of the day, these neurochemical states start to be associated with the process of beginning and ending certain habits, which makes it easier for us. And they can shift your nervous system to be able to predict certain things are going to happen. And so when we use this mechanism, for those of us who are having more challenges, really getting into a maybe self-care or service habit or task, like we have this goal, but we haven't been able to do it, we can utilize some of this knowledge and see if we can help us along the way. Okay, so basically just this is really based on a typical person's day, and this may not apply to you, and this is kind of give and take, but this is just based on a typical person's schedule who has like a day schedule and sleep at the evening. So basically, if you look at the first phase, is the first 0 to 8 hours upon waking, and this is give or take 30 minutes an hour or so. And this might be the best time to integrate a more active habit with, we talked about the limbic friction, a term that Dr. Huberman coined. So let's say for me, like I wanted to integrate exercise and I wasn't exercising, or I don't exercise habitually, right? This is something that maybe I did it way when I was younger, 20, 30 years ago, but I really hadn't done it recently. And so I have a bit more limbic friction. It's not easy for me to do. But based on some of the literature, it might be more helpful for me to bring it early in the morning, right? Or it doesn't have to be a specific time of day, like every day at 9 o'clock or something like that, but just a phase of the day, okay? And so actually, when I've been trying to integrate the exercise, I found I do better in the morning. So, kind of waking up, brushing my teeth, getting ready, and then, we integrate some of the other learnings that we've done before, the procedure memory thing, or having something, the cues, like my shoes and my socks, all there available. I just put them on to get a workout, right? But these types of things can be more easier to do, in the earlier hours after waking. The second phase, about 9 or 15 hours after you wake, so maybe more in the afternoon. So you might want to integrate a new habit that is a bit mellower, like that doesn't take that doesn't have as much limbic friction. So for those of you who are, in a lot of our classes and we talk about blockages, think about the heavier blockages maybe in the morning, like that to do that task earlier in the day. And then the one with the higher blockages that you feel are blockages might be later on in the day, right? In the afternoon, early evening. And this could be like meditation or yoga if you are, if that's easier for you. Journaling, it takes a little bit less mind power as well. It could also be like for those of you who like want to incorporate music, but you already do music, and then you want to get back into that and maybe doing something that's a bit easier for you that you don't have to think so much, right? Because you want to kind of calm down, use the natural rhythms of the day. You're kind of calming down to have a good night's sleep. Okay. And then phase three is having a good rest that kind of locks this habit in your nervous system. So for a restful sleep, you might want to really look at your environment, kind of having lower light, unless it's sunlight, right? Having a cooler or lower temperature, kind of tapering off the caffeine already in the phase two, maybe uh, tapering that out. So caffeine would go earlier in the morning if you're a coffee drinker or something like that. And for those of you who sometimes I know people who, you wake up and then it's really, your mind is really active. And you're having a hard time going back to sleep. You can do maybe a meditative practice like the relaxation, self-hypnosis. Many of us are learning the Tao science and the meditations, and we're doing a love, peace, and harmony meditation with the field. So we can do certain things like that to relax us and get us back into a more restful state. That can then help us to lock in and, the new habit that we're developing, it's easier. We can access it a bit easier. So let's do an exercise, and we're going to do this in the field. And you might want to think of these questions. If there is a habit or a new self-care habit that you are trying to work on. So many of us talked about our goals, right? Our intentions for the new year. We're in the fourth, going into the fifth month. And so it's a good time to kind of assess where we are and be honest with ourselves. Have we made progress? If yes, wonderful. You might not need this type of tools that we're using and integrating today. You are able to do it. So wonderful. But if you haven't been making as much of a progress as you wanted, this technique might be helpful for you. Okay. And so let's just kind of reflect about what is the habit that you're wanting to work on to implement. And depending on what we've talked about, what phase of the day most would be most helpful to do this self-care or this service activity. Some of you are feeling comfortable with your self-care and are really now wanting to move in the service part of which actually makes you feel good, right? So the service can be your self-care, whether it's talking, socializing, helping others out. Okay. So reflect what phase? Phase one, phase two, right? Phase three is we're kind of sleeping, but that might be what you're trying to do with your self-care. You want to get a good night's sleep. So you might want to pay attention to that phase. Okay. And then we're going to imagine ourselves doing your new self-care habit in the best time suited for you. And we're going to integrate some of the procedure steps that we did last week, right? Specific sequence to our visualization, like really, so for me, the exercise, okay, I'm going to be waking up. I tend to do my meditative thing. So that I don't, I'm pretty good at, but the exercise is the one that I'm integrating, right? So I'm going to imagine I'm going to the bathroom, brushing my teeth, and then putting on my shoes, going into the other room, turning on the TV because I tend to do it, with the TV, putting a video on that I follow, and then also like that helpful, the music that I like or a program that I like, I kind of pair it up. I use several different tools that we've integrated here today. I mean, in the past weeks. And I can imagine myself doing that. Okay, so we're going to do this exercise in the field. So for those of you who are wanting to know about the procedural memory visualization, look at last week's video, and it was something really simple, this simple exercise with the specific sequence of steps, okay? And walking through that start to finish. Okay, so we are also going to integrate the 4 pillars of well-being that we've talked about. This is from the Center of Healthy Minds that really help us to move forward in wellness. And so let's do this in the context of the love, peace, and harmony field and meditation. So again, you can close your eyes and just relax. I'll lead you through it. And I want you to just be aware for those of you who are working on developing a positive self-care habit. For those of you who this is what the habit you're doing, or you're just using the field for what you want to work on, just be aware of what it is that you are working on, okay? And again, no judgment, no attachment to it. You're just being aware of it. You want to just connect with the field. So I want you to just think about the messages of love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Okay? And some of you are familiar with how to trace the calligraphies and this and the significance in the frequency, vibration, and information that this calligraphy field carries. So for those of you who are familiar, you can connect with it in the way that you feel most comfortable, right? Some of you like to trace it or like just look at it with your eyes open and just imagine the frequencies and vibrations coming in through your eyes, your pores, okay? So allow yourself to be flexible as we go through these self-care steps. You know yourself best, and so you integrate what works for you. All I'm doing is sharing some information that maybe, hopefully, can be helpful to some of you. And if it is, then you can integrate that, okay? And try it out. So we're going to connect with the love, peace, harmony field. Imagine that it's 360 degrees. 360 degrees around us, above us, below us. And we're just radiating, and it's just illuminating this higher frequency, vibration, and message that helps us to release the blockages that we might have with our new self-care habit that we want to integrate. Okay. And you can do that by connecting with the habit and doing the exercise that I mentioned of thinking about what is that self-care habit that you want to integrate. So I use the concept of exercise. I go back and forth. I haven't really, it's not habitual now. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I don't. So I want to make it a bit more reflexive, more habitual that, I can do this on a daily basis or, at least several times a week. Okay. And just thinking about incorporating that habit, just notice how that feels. Do you have any blockages? Maybe it's like, yes, I think I should do it, but I really don't want to do it. So it might be resistance, right? So some mind blockages. Or it might be some doubts, like, yeah, I want to do it, but I don't have, some excuses coming up. I'm too busy. I don't have enough time in the day, or I'm doing that, that, that. Okay. You might have that kind of limbic friction or blockages. Um, or it could be, I forget, I get caught up in my other day. You have other habits that take over that get you like looking at your phone or making calls or doing other things that may be valuable. Some may not be as valuable that you want to maybe switch out. Okay. So just be aware and connect with the field and notice in you where you're feeling that blockages, okay? And allow that love and light of the field, the love, peace, and harmony message to come to help to transform these negative messages and these blockages, the resistance. For some of you, you're doing okay and you want to maybe reinforce the positive habit with the procedural memory step that we talked about, and that we want to imagine like I'm waking up, I'm feeling good and energized, I'm feeling like happy and grateful I can exercise. I have, I get up, I do a meditation first, kind of get my body warmed up, and then I might go to the bathroom, restroom, do your business there, washing your face, uh, getting prepared, brushing your teeth, right? Those are like usually habits that you normally always do, no matter where you are. If you're traveling, you usually just do them, right? And then I might pair it up like, okay, right after I do that, I'm gonna go and get my shoes. I'm gonna have my shoes, put my socks on, my shoes, and then go to the, family room to turn on the TV, do my exercise. For some of you, so I'm gonna go outside, go walk around the block or something like that, or get in my car to go to the gym. Okay, so it might look different, but go through your sequence of steps and notice with each sequence of step how you feel. Are there blockages with that? Are there mind blockages that you doubt or you resist? Maybe heart blockages of feelings, emotions, and you can feel like, that feels hard, that resistance. So, whatever comes up, no judgment, bring that love, peace, harmony field into that area of the body that you're feeling it. Again, we're being aware of what's going on with us. We're connecting with the field and allowing that light and positive message of the field to connect with the areas that we feel blocked. Okay, whether your heart, your head, your lower abdomen area, feel that message of love, peace, and harmony coming in into that area of your body. Again, for those of you who are just wanting some self care right now and you're feeling some pain, discomfort, bring in that love, peace, harmony into that area. So I'm going to just have you just connect, and wherever you are in that process, allowing yourself to just relax. You have the awareness already. You have the connection to the field, and you've already connected to where you want transform. Now try to just kind of let it go a little bit and just focus on the field. Focus on the message of love, peace, and harmony. Again, we can create a more habitual um, memory too. That when things are hard, we can go to love, peace, harmony to bring about a cognitive, um, positive cognitive response, as well as a feeling like, I can do it. I'm relaxing. Love is known to melt the blockages, purify our soul, enlighten our soul, heart, and mind. Peace, feeling that inner peace, that inner joy. Some of you might feel like tracing the calligraphy, beautiful. Okay? And harmony, harmonizing your system to do what you need to do. So your intentions, your goals, you're harmonizing your intentions, your goals with your heart and your mind, aligning it in your soul, heart, mind, as well as your actions, right? The energy and the actions to actually manifest. If you look at the new behavior, new positive behavior of positive self-care or service. Okay, so seeing yourself and feel this love, peace, and harmony. So actually, I feel like I've made some progress, even if I'm not doing the exercise all the time. I really want to do it. And when I'm thinking about it and imagine it, it feels good to me. I feel like this light, peace, and harmony. I can actually, like I want to do it. So there's not the resistance there. There's just maybe the scheduling. My schedule, I have other tasks that I need to now be aware of. Like, what is it? Is this one of my big rocks or big gems? We talked about that. And if so, which, I believe it is, I need that balance. I need to put that in first before going to all of these other smaller tasks that I feel like I need to do that may not be the big rocks or big gems, right? So I'm going to do it first, in the morning. That resonates with my body and what I found helpful for me. Integrate the procedural memory, the specific steps, so my brain can feel more comfortable. Okay, this is what I do after I brush my teeth, which I do all the time, right? I mean, I do every morning, wash my face. I will go and exercise, okay? And feel the field. Again, it's harmonizing what you want and what you're going to do together, harmonizing the systems that you need to do it. Okay. Also, it's harmonizing yourself with the phases that could be most helpful for us, our neurochemistry. Okay. Just allowing yourself continually. I know our time usually is up, but as I mentioned earlier, for those of you who can stay a little longer, I want to give you the opportunity to integrate. Think about your new self care or positive service habit in the love, peace, and harmony field. So breathe in that light. And as you're going through this exercise, think about if there's any insights that have come up for you. Maybe some areas of blockage or challenges where you found a bit more resistance. Or that, hey, it doesn't seem as challenging as I originally thought. I really feel I can do it. Whatever these insights, allow yourself to integrate that to use for learning and application to move forward in your self care and service habits. Okay. Continue to allow the light and positive messages of the love, peace, harmony field to connect with your new healthy habit, your purpose, your goal. So now I just want you to visualize thinking about that and where you might have that imagery in your body, maybe how it represents for you in your body, and just bring this love and light to that area. Okay? Let's change the screen here. Again, feel the love, peace, and harmony field. Light, 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 light. Let's try to lock that in. Again, inhale, love, peace, harmony. Bring it to our lower abdomen and the place in your body that's really needing that support. Exhale, let that your body relax, feeling the light of love, peace, harmony, feeling the connection, feeling more confident that you can do your self-care goals and your tasks. Again, inhale, love, peace, and harmony through your nose to your lower abdomen. Exhale, imagine this light ball gently rotating expanding out, bringing more love, peace, and harmony to your whole being. One more time. Inhale, love, peace, harmony. Through your nose to your lower abdomen. Exhale, love, peace, and harmony radiates, feeling confident and positive that you can move forward on your self-care and service goals. Wonderful. If anybody wants to share, wonderful, thank you. Any experience or any questions? And later, if you want to let me know what you're working on too, we can integrate these in our sessions, what challenges you might be having. So we can kind of find a way to kind of serve you. And so thank you all for joining today, being here. And, I hope that you can continue on your self-care. And we have this usually weekly, unless, I'm gone. But we have a whole playlist. My mother does her practices on Monday, and we have our free wellness evening on Thursdays that you can join to also be with another calligraphy field with positive messages to get you into your wellness practice. And like if you're saying some of the things that we're doing may be a bit challenging or you're feeling stuck, let us know. We offer some more personalized support. And you can, for those of you watching here, you can get a complimentary 15-minute session to get started. Okay. And of course, you can continue, ask your healthcare providers if you need more assistance. And for continuing your service journey, please, if you enjoy this and feel others can benefit, please invite them. You can listen to the instrumental of love, peace, and harmony with this QR code and the website address there. And it can also take you a link that you can donate to the charitable works. You can choose what you would like to do it, put it in honorarium. If this helps you and you want to donate in honorarium of our group, we would appreciate that and are grateful for that. And if you would like to continue and again, give us feedback of how we can better serve you. That would be such a wonderful service for us. And hopefully a service you might, and others as well, because others could benefit from your feedback. So there's an evaluation form link that you can also connect with. Okay, and so just remembering self-care is service. Increasing our self-care can increase the quality of our service. So thank you everyone for being here today, for prioritizing your self-care. So I just wanted to thank